Excuse me, sir. What do you think is the most beautiful place in New York City?
I'd have to say the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, okay. You mind if we go check it out?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. So what's your name, man?
Cameron.
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Gary.
Nice to meet you, Gary. Nice to meet you as well.
So tell me why you chose the Brooklyn Bridge.
I just feel like I have the best memories of, I'm not from here, so I'm from Atlanta. And
Oh, okay.
when my family came to visit and my friends, I feel like we go to the Brooklyn Bridge Park and the bridge a lot. And just the view to me is gorgeous. Like it's quintessential New York for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's always nice by the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have any like water kind of views where you were growing up?
No, and I think that's why I love the water so much.
So when you think of like beauty and like beautiful things, because you picked like a bridge with like the nice views, but to other people it's like the clothing they wear or like perfumes.
Yeah.
Do you kind of think of it as like different categories or?
I do. I feel it's unique. So I feel like New York, I just had the conversation, New York beautiful is very different than Miami beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like there's a different context and a different notion of beauty depending on where you go. Like I feel I'm a creative. Okay. So I feel like my version and New York version of beautiful is just someone who is, for like a better word, swaggy. Like you have a fire fit on, your clothes look awesome, you're confident, you're walking to the street. And people may think you look crazy, but you love what you wear, and that to me is beautiful because you look fantastic and you're owning it. Versus Miami beautiful is just like the BBLs and the tans and like the veneers and just like the standard aesthetic of beauty, I feel, or quote unquote standard aesthetic of beauty. Like Miami, it's a swimsuit culture and your body's gotta be a 10 out of 10. And that's just kind of like a difference between that beauty standard.
We get more diversity here.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of hair surgery, and people come sometimes and they're like, well, like, are you comfortable with like my hair type? You know, and sometimes they're from here, but sometimes they're from like other places around the world even. And they want to make sure that like we've seen, like a curlier hair type, a shorter hair type, a wavy, all this type. And I always tell them, like, I'm in New York City, so for better or worse, like, we get it all. But you were saying that, like, you're creative, so give me a sense. What do you do?
Yeah, so I got into music during COVID.
Okay.
So I felt as though that was my best outlet without going crazy or feeling so insular. Honestly, it was so therapeutic and it was able to really get me through, and even to today, it gets me through a lot. I just finished writing for an EP I'm releasing.
Okay.
And all that was about kind of what I've been through the past year and a half. I've been like couch hopping, I've been almost homeless, I've been laid off twice, like a real fall from grace, kind of like I was making the 6 figures, family was proud, had my own place, and then kind of swept up under me.
Oh my God.
I had to just restart.
Yeah.
And it's taught me a lot about myself because I didn't expect to be here, but it's all about that, just overcoming these things that happen in life. You just gotta kind of keep it pushing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
Man.
Yeah. But I guess that all that gives you that inspiration to create new content, your music and all that. But yeah, like I'm definitely curious to learn more about like, the time you said you were, kind of struggling more and like how you got out of it, but really kind of what got you into that predicament, like.
Yeah, so after college, was working at Macy's in the product development, and then was there for 3.5 to 4 years, just kind of working my way through the company. And then I was like, well, I really just want more money. So I was like, okay, I want to go. From there, I had an interview for this publication company. It was mostly doing research on what content and publications or media would diverse groups enjoy. So like queers, POC. It gave me an opportunity to really tap into my community and do work that I thought was really beneficial. I was only there for probably 6 to 8 months before they're like, hey, your entire team.
Did they give you a reason why?
It's just we were basically a strategy team. They're like, we don't need you. They cut like 300 people, so they just didn't need all these people. But I think there's a money thing. Everyone's getting laid off, and everything I applied for, I either didn't have enough experience or they're gonna underpay me. And I was like, well, what are we doing then? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I even tried to restart and like apply for other jobs below like what I was gonna make, and even then they were like, we want people fresh out of college, things like that. So just like months kept going by, and it looked worse and worse. I didn't have a job.
Did you try to reach out back to Macy's at that time?
I did, and they also were not hiring.
Yeah.
I reached out to my old teammates, and nothing was kind of bearing fruit. So ended up going back into hospitality. So with like catering and working at different restaurants, as I work at one now, and that's kind of held me through.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if I'm here, I'm just gonna do my best to keep moving up. They give me a lot of leeway to still be creative. So that's kind of where we're at now. And in 5 to 10 years, I didn't see myself being famous.
Yeah.
I have the personality to just make it in some capacity. I just can't see myself kind of not being on TV or being something else in like my lifetime.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is weird to say out loud.
No, it's good to say it. It's good to say it out loud because then you can materialize that. You can manifest that, you know? Cam, it looks like we made it to the bridge.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you have like a favorite part on the bridge?
Yeah, more towards the middle towards the end of the other side, just because you can get to like the park and the other side of Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, more towards the other side of the bridge is my favorite part.
Let's go there. Cam, I'm fascinated by the interplay between like beauty and confidence, you know? 'Cause some people, you know, use those interchangeably, other people kind of like separate that out. But what do you think is like, how do you view those two concepts?
I feel like you can only feel beautiful if you are confident. I feel like confidence and how you feel about yourself plays such a big role into beauty. Mm-hmm. I feel as though if you're getting ready, you're getting your face routine in the morning, you're putting your clothes out, you're getting everything together, you're doing these things to prep yourself to feel better because they already kind of make you feel confident. And then once you walk out the house and you kind of get your own self-reflective feedback, and then you see people kind of like, oh, I like the way you look, whatever. You feel more confident, more beautiful about yourself. But I feel like you have to have a certain amount of confidence to feel beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me when people objectively are very attractive, you know, by just, you know, classic standards or modern day standards.
Yeah.
And yet they feel like something's missing, you know, and you look at them and you're like, this is perfect. And like, there's nothing else that you need, you know, everything is great. And yet they still don't feel that way, you know, and I don't know, it's like, well, that's why beauty, I think, is such like an emotional thing, you know, and it's almost sad when it's like, everything is there, but yet they still don't feel it. You know, they're beautiful, but and then I think what's lacking there, like, probably is some degree of confidence. The way I see plastic surgery, at least in part, is that if I can edit something, usually we address one thing and they feel great, you know? And if it's done well, and if it's done safely, they can have that benefit for many, many years to come, you know? So what kind of stuff do you do on like maybe even a daily basis to like, you know, same thing, kind of like make you feel good for the day? Do you have like a routine?
Yeah.
You have this awesome style.
Thank you.
Yeah. But like, what's kind of your routine, or do you even think about it that way? Or maybe it's just become automatic?
It's automatic. It's definitely a routine, but it doesn't feel as though, because it's just a daily or weekly. So, you know, gotta get the 3 to 5 times a week in the gym. Okay. Just like to feel good, get that good pump in, and also a dedication to myself, because I told myself I would do that. Yeah. So I have to like just keep a promise to myself. I don't want to let myself down. So that's always
so
like
the
gym's got to be there, which I feel like such a cliche answer, but I like it helps. Like it really gets a lot. It helps.
Get those endorphins going.
It helps. And then I'm trying to do better my facial care. Recently I've been breaking out. But facial care always, morning and night.
Which categories of products though? Like, is it more like moisturizers or like cleansers or?
Moisturizers and cleansers usually.
That's mainly what it is. Okay, any other like categories of products for skincare?
Mostly like that, like serums. So just make it like to bring vitality and all that fun stuff.
Lock it in. So okay, so there's skincare. What about for the hair? You got very distinct.
I just did this. So I used to have braids before, and my best friend has wanted me to go blonde for a while, and I just was like, you know what? Let's do it. So I'm just getting used to kind of waking up and looking at I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. How did you choose the like yellowish or golden?
I wish I had a better answer. I just was like, I'm gonna go blonde, and then it just came this way.
yeah. That's cool. What about the fashion?
So I feel like I wasn't conscious of fashion till I remember the day, 5th grade.
Yeah.
I was in 5th grade. I was 10 years old. We had a dress down day because I was at Catholic school, so we were in uniform. So I had dress down day, and I remember coming in with black K-Swiss, some high water jeans, and an Aeropostale shirt, and just getting made fun of the entire day because my jeans were too high, my K-Swiss were beat up.
We can never get it right.
Can't get it right, and it was people didn't like their Aeropostale shirt, whatever. So and I was like, wow, okay. It was like such a shock at 10, just realizing, oh, I didn't realize what I'm wearing wasn't cool. Then from then on, I kind of not dictated, but persuaded, like, hey, can we get more of these things? And then I got to high school, had more autonomy, and either would come in dress down days with like nice pieces that I made my uncles get me for Christmas that everyone wanted, and or just really dress up like I was a teacher or something, you know? So there was no
between. You started to set the standard.
And then I got to college, and I could study fashion every day, every year, like from freshman to senior year, very different style.
Yeah, I mean, just the freedom to express yourself is I think huge. We made it. That's great. So what feeling do you get just looking out at the city and the water?
It just makes me feel like you belong here. Basically, I belong in this city. Like, this is the city I was meant to be in. Like Statue of Liberty, Roosevelt Island, it's everything. It's everything.
I mean, I'm an immigrant, you know, so to see that, you know, is very special. And honestly, just to be outside for me is a big deal because I'm used to being stuck in the, in the operating room, the procedure room. So to be out here, it's so nice, get some air, and and just to think of all the people who made this possible, going back.
Views like this made me understand why tourists love New York City.
That's fun. It's good. It's like you take a lot of stuff for granted, I think, once you live here. You just don't really think about it in the same special way as when you're coming in from the outside.
Just brings me back into why I love the city. I feel like you can't walk here, be here, look at all this, and not feel like you should be here. It reminds me that I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing.
A lot of great things ahead for you. You made it, man. You made it. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Cam, for joining me today, man.
Thank you, man.
And just opening up and bringing us into your world and onto the bridge.
Thank you.
It's been really cool. And I've been creating these products to help people look and feel more beautiful, more confident. So I wanted you to try out some of our hair care stuff. So we brought it here for you. Take a look.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Maybe you can incorporate that into your routine, but
yes. I definitely will.
Got the thickening shampoo, thickening conditioner.
Okay, I'm gonna have a full head of blonde soon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sick. Thank you.
Look at Afro blonde. Awesome. Enjoy.
And of course.
Thanks.